It's strange. When I first retreated from Neriostare, I wondered for years what was hidden in that vault. Never guessed it was the relic of a Daedric prince. Now that you're here, let's take stock of our recent discoveries. The two of us recovered the Skein of Secrets. You and Tribune Alea saved Feldergard Keep and found Abolisher, and you discovered the Lamp of Clarity at the Outcast Inn. You learned something about Athelia too. We finally have an advantage. Laramil believes these relics are the key to defeating Athelia and her Recollection and Daedric allies. We still need to figure out when and how to use them, but thanks to you, we have what we need to save Westweald. Take this, friend. After my initial examination of the Skein of Secrets, I still don't know what to make of it. It's a map, but the image is constantly changing. I think it reacts to whatever the viewer is looking for. I wasn't having much luck. Then I had an idea. I thought about finding Nantharion, but nothing happened. Then I remembered that these relics were made to find and defeat Athelia. So I thought about her, and these Daedric runes appeared. I think they translate as the Staff of Many Paths. Precisely. Nantharion used the staff to prepare the Wildburn Seed ritual before you stopped it. I think the skein is showing me places where Nantharion is using the staff to plant more seeds. A lot more. So, friend, want to help me stop Nantharion? If I'm right, Nantharion is planning to set off a massive Wildburn. Enough to destroy Skingrad and cover the entire Weald in forest. Take a look at the skein, and you'll see the sites I'm referring to. I think they can lead us to Nantharion. I'm not sure. If I understand the story of the relics, they were made to counter Athelia, and she has the power to avoid detection, hence the unseen. My guess is the skein can't spot her directly, but instead looks for places she exerts her power. From what we can tell, the staff is Athelia's relic, filled with her power. Right now, since Athelia doesn't seem to be exerting any power of her own, the skein has focused on the staff. Lucky for us, Nantharion has that, and we need to find him. The lamp only revealed hidden objects close by, and I think you need a clear idea of where you want to go to open a portal with Abolisher. Don't worry, friend. I suspect we'll need all 3 relics before we're done with this business. I admit that all I have is speculation and logical deduction. Nantharion, as the secret leader of the Recollection, used a corrupted seed, called a Wildburn Seed, to transform a portion of Westweald into Dawnwood. I think he's planting more seeds. No, most of them thought they were following a benign leader. They'd be horrified to know that the devastation of the Wildburn is the reason Vashabar exists. After what we learned at Hoperoot, Vashabar now sees Nantharion for the villain he is. The Recollection's a revived Ayleid cult dedicated to Athelia. Nantharion's trying to restore her power and receive her blessing. From the number of locations the skein shows where the staff was used, he's about to unleash more Wildburn. A lot more. Not since we left for Neriostare. Laramil said that while we looked for the skein, she'd continue her search for Torvasad. She expected that might take her far beyond Westweald. I wish she were back. She understands all this better than I do. Daedric relics are her specialty, not mine. Laramil could have figured out how to use the Skein of Secrets with a single glance. Well, since we don't know when to expect her, we'll just have to do the best we can on our own. See what I mean? I think King Nantharion could be at one of those marked locations. See how the map shifted and those marks appeared? I'm pretty sure they indicate places where the Staff of Many Paths has been used recently. A lingering aura of sorts, maybe. I think we need to investigate these sites. You're not wrong, but what in life is ever guaranteed? No matter. We need to find out exactly what Nantharion did at these locations, and something there might point us to where he's going next. The one to the north might be Turthill Farm. It's a remote homestead. The other one looks like Hastrel Hollow. There's a ruined tower nearby. You should travel to each one and investigate. If you find any wildburn seeds, destroy them. While you search the sites, I'll see what else I can get the Skein to reveal to me. And I'll try to make more sense of the other relics. Come back when you're done investigating the sites. Between the two of us, we're bound to find something.
When we find Nantharion, we better be ready for a fight. I'll muster the Legion, and warn Vashabar too.
We might be able to avoid a pitched battle if we find a clever way to sabotage his plans.
I doubt it will be that easy, and I intend to make sure Nantharion doesn't escape again.
The guild has need of you, comrade.
I pray you aren't another rogue come to take what's left.
If it's work you're looking for, you've no business with me, stranger. The over-anxious redhead is the one you want to talk to.
Terrible sight, seeing Master Grandeur deflated like this. Perhaps some tea would raise his spirits.
Yeah! I pray you aren't another rogue come to take what's left. Oh, Julianus be praised. A friendly face. It seems the roads are far more dangerous than I was led to believe. We stopped to enjoy the breeze when a crazed brigand came out of nowhere and robbed us. One masked brigand and a pack of horrid beasts as she commanded. Frau Gotha did everything she could to protect me, bless her heart. But the thief made off with my entire dowry. Now I haven't a napkin ring to present to my future bride. She disappeared into the nearby Firelight Cave. Adventurer, if you can recover my 4 dowry bundles, I promise to make it worth your while. Every scrap of silk and muddy jewel could save me from becoming the laughingstock of Skingrad. It took years to negotiate a fair dowry for them. They are absurd. Please, find what you can of my dowry and I'll compensate you handsomely.
Eyes up. Weapons ready. We've got this.
What's this? Did my betrothed hire someone to retrieve his dowry? How quaint. You should be warned. My beasts don't like losing their toys, and they do love his shiny gifts. Tread carefully, adventurer. I've had my fill of impish fools with childish dreams.
Over so soon. Get him.
His bid for my hand. What joy can be found in a marriage fueled by coin? Help him if you feel so inclined, but be warned. The beasts of Firelight are ravenous.
Never know what else might be headed our way.
use have I for collars of gold and silver? Contracts be damned. I know my worth, and Grander should come to learn his. The Theriker grow restless. We have that in common. It's time we left these woods behind. I had dreams of being a great warden, you know. But these woods have changed. The land doesn't sing to me anymore. Return the dowry to Grander if you wish. I'm leaving all this nonsense behind.
End this! Let's end this! You weren't keeping score, were you? Me neither.
I'm certain Grander will wonder whether he was inadequate, unworthy of my love. And he'd be right. I've tamed beasts and monsters. I've taken what I need. Enough gold to start a new life, far away from here. You should do the same.
That's it?
I'm not here to fight. My family drama put you in danger. I owe you some answers if you want them. A proper introduction, then. I am Immoral Verdelis, Grander's bride-to-be. You can tell him it was me. I'm certain my betrayal will make for quite the waterworks. I harbor no ill will toward the man. Only what he represents. This contract. It's been years since they've taken any interest in my needs. Why would I care for theirs? They've made it plainly clear I wasn't the daughter they prayed for. Too quick to fight, too tough to bend. And still they tried to force me into shape. He's one of countless pampered nobles that look at these marvelous, newly grown woods and see only a profit to be made. They have no love for its beauty, and nor do I for their greed. So forgive me for not considering what he deserves. Tell him what you will. I'm certain the scandal won't take long to spread. The Verdelis family's wild child finally making for the hills. I only wish I'd done it sooner. And that I could see my mother's face when she realizes what's happened. That's a pity. Tell Grander I have a sister. A sweet little thing eager for love. But warn him no dowry. Do it right. Court her. They need to decide for themselves, not our parents. Farewell, adventurer. Perhaps one day we'll cross paths again.
A whole stack? Very nice.
You've returned in one piece. I hope you gave that brigand what for. You're back? And with my dowry in tow. This is still plenty to impress the Verdalis' eldest daughter and secure her hand. I could kiss you, adventurer. Though I suppose I should save that for my bride-to-be. What's this now? Has word already spread of my ineptitude? My abject failure? Has the Verdalis family already dragged my name through the coals? Please, kind-hearted and dashing adventurer, end your silence and tell me! My? Immoral? What would drive her to steal her own dowry? Surely there must be some misunderstanding. These barbaric acts are far beneath her, let alone the Verdalis family name. At least it explains the warm rush I felt from her commands. Run away. I see. It's strange I find myself so hurt by someone I never met. Who am I to begrudge someone for wanting greener pastures? I hope she finds what she's looking for. I'll be fine. Mother taught us Namarset men to persevere. Well, I don't appreciate the chosen imagery. I get your meaning. Yes. Though the long road to betrothal is a lonely path, I'll gladly walk it. Thank you, traveler. You've earned this gold as well as my deep respect. I wonder what's to become of this dowry. I could save it for my next bride, or perhaps I could invest it in some sort of capital venture. Father rarely loosens the purse strings for my ideas, so this is the perfect time to prove myself. Yes, of course, a delightful woman. In fact, she was the one who often made the ride out to our lumber yards to collect my letters to Immoral. Are you implying that I should marry her instead? What a novel idea. I'll admit to some relief that our arranged marriage is over. I have always been a bit of a romantic, and this merger by way of marriage was less than ideal. Perhaps I will. A proper courtship. If she agrees, of course. Good news! The adventurer retrieved my dowry. We can continue on to Skingrad as planned. And I promise you both a pint of ale when we get there.
Such a relief. And I'll be able to press and sort out your clothing in time for any balls or soirees.
How generous. A whole drink after nearly losing an arm to a Theriker.
Here we go.
Well done. I expect we'll be on our way soon. Marriage troubles aside, I'm quite looking forward to our stay in Skingrad. I hope to make it as relaxing as I can for Master Grandeur.
should get stocked up.
Careful, stranger. The ones who murdered my friends are close. They may return at any moment. This camp is lost and my companions are dead. Wildburn will cover any trace of their existence and the evidence of the Recollection's crimes. The Recollection happened. I was out scouting when they attacked our camp. Most of them were gone by the time I returned, which is the only reason I didn't die with my companions. We came here to hunt our enemies, but we became the hunted instead. Greenspeaker Darolith told everyone in Vashabar about the false king and his Wildburn seeds. She said we needed to find the Recollection and stop them from planting more seeds. We were but one group sent out, but the Recollection found us first. A number of them went into the ruin to the east. I think they're still inside. I would go in after them, but there are too many for me. My heart is heavy with grief over the loss of my companions. Nantherian is no king of mine. Not anymore. Using corrupted magic like the Wildburn. It's a betrayal of the Green. My companions felt that way too. I didn't see him here, stranger, but he could be inside the ruins.
Shrine will awaken. Its power will help fill the well of Mistkarkan.
We will guard the seed with our lives, my king. King Nantharian could accomplish all this.
Pretend you never saw me, Traveler.
Who's better than us? Nobody.
I will bring your murderer to justice, Father. This, I swear. You've come to the town of Ontis at an unfortunate time, traveler. I myself have only just returned. Coming home to bury one's father is never an easy thing. What other explanation is there? My father, Oberyn, was town constable. He wrote to me about investigating some suspicious deaths. Then suddenly, I get a letter telling me he had died. I requested leave from the Legion and returned as fast as I could. Not yet. First, I volunteered to replace him as constable. Then I had to make the arrangements to bury him. With multiple deaths to investigate, I need to hire a deputy. So what do you say, traveler? Interested in the job? Your first task is to familiarize yourself with what's happening here. The graveyard is a good place to start. Notice the number of recent markers and the similar causes of death. Go on. We can talk again after you examine the newer grave markers. Ontis attracts workers from both the Highlands and Hammerfell. It's known for its prosperous ranch. And the quarry has made a fortune supplying Cyrodiil with stone to repair keeps on all sides of the war. As a legionary, I'm not thrilled about that. I was. Still am, I suppose. My commanding officer granted me leave to put my father's affairs in order. When that's done, then I'll decide if I'm still needed here, or if my place is back with the Westweald Legion. Come. Tell me your thoughts, Deputy. You examined the newest grave markers. Give me your impressions, Deputy. Indeed. My father wrote that both the ranch and the quarry were working their laborers very hard of late. But prior to this, I never heard of a fever that strikes down strong, healthy workers in the prime of their lives. They call it fatigue fever. So the town leaders would have everyone believe. My father made no mention of feeling unwell in his last letter. It was dated the same day he died. He often wrote to me about his investigations, said it helped him think through all the permutations. Just that he was baffled. He described fatigue fever as a strange illness that was killing workers, but he had a feeling there was more involved in the deaths. He suspected foul play, and so do I. All right, enough chatter. Let's get back to it. Talk to some of the townsfolk. They may be more willing to open up to a stranger than to me. You'd be surprised what ordinary folk pick up on when those in power fail to notice. My father's letter said he was planning to question Graku at the stone chip, ranch overseer Marak, and quarry boss Larina. Let's start where he left off and talk to them. Then, check my father's office. I haven't been able to do that yet. Just see what they have to say about recent events. The deaths of their fellow workers. My father. What they think about fatigue fever. My father must have assumed they had something to tell him. We need to follow up on that.
Doesn't matter. I can't win a thing.
I found my love on Topol Bay, where the river meets the sea.
Is it bad that I'd rather not do business with the ranch hands or quarriers right now? That fatigue fever scares me witless. Oh, but if you want to trade, I suppose you look healthy enough.
High, high, the mist in the morning. High, high, the fog rolls in. High, high, the storms come without warning along the coast of Topol Bay. I made my wealth on Topol Bay as a sailor on the sea, and with the
Despite rumors to the contrary, Carvane Ranch only hires qualified applicants. Seasoned ranch hands only. We have no time or inclination to train novices. And we especially have no need of rowdies. Perhaps you should inquire at the quarry, hmm? Ah, I see. I had an appointment to speak to her late father. Unfortunately, he succumbed to that terrible malady before that occurred. I'll tell you what I plan to tell him. No crime plagues the town of Ontis, just a lamentable disease. Isn't that the nature of lawkeepers? To see a crime behind every event, guilt is the source of every motivation? Baron Carvane ordered me to cooperate, as long as it didn't interfere with the business of the ranch. You really are new. The Baron owns Carvane Ranch, which feeds most of Westweald. This fatigue fever, as it has come to be known, is a burden on business, but you can't toss a disease in the dungeon. If there is nothing else, good day to you.
Another worker out sick. And right after one of my best died in his sleep. You look strong. Interested in making some coin in the quarry, stranger? Constable Ulbrin's daughter? Look, if this is about that conversation I had with Yabrin's father, I must have been mistaken. I don't know anything about the illness, other than I've lost more quarriers lately than I can replace. Briefly, I thought I noticed something, but I was wrong. Besides, he died before we could talk more. Look, the illness is bad, but my remaining quarriers are more than making up for the workers we lost. Beyond that, I have nothing more to say. Listen, I'm just the crew boss. I hire quarriers and keep them busy. If you have questions beyond that, you need to talk to Lady Raxley. She owns the quarry and knows a lot more about what you're asking than I do.
1, 2, 1, 2, cast far, cast true. Hey, leadsman, call your mark.
Welcome to the Stone Ship Tavern and Gambling Den, stranger. Looking for work in Ontis? Or did you come to our fine establishment because you heard we host the best games of chance this side of the Strid? So you're Yabrin's new deputy? Good. She could use the help. I'm not sure I could come back and dive into work after losing someone as close as Yabrin was to her father. What can I tell you, deputy? Constable Albrin was a good man. Kept the peace here. Made sure the workers, both native townsfolk and recent arrivals, got along. He was a friend. I know he was concerned about the illness spreading through town. Shame it killed him. We talked all the time. As I said, we were friends. He'd sometimes inquire if there was any chatter in the stone chip he needed to worry about. But the only news I can think of is that a lot of our regulars from the quarry haven't been in a while. Not much to tell. We're a small town full of hard-working people. Most everyone is employed by the Carvane Ranch or the Raxley Quarry. Baron Carvane and Lady Raxley have always had sort of a friendly rivalry, but lately it seems less cordial. It's the illness effect. He was? That's a good question. I suppose maybe it was a little strange that only people who work at the ranch or the quarry were getting sick. Until, that is, Healer Navalma and Albrin got ill. The disease came upon them and they died very quickly.
Stranger.
Deputy, were you able to interview the town? Deputy, were you able to interview the townsfolk I suggested? I wonder what my father hoped to get out of talking to them. I know this is all tied to fatigue fever. I just don't know how. What about the constable's office? Did you find anything important there? My father's notebook? It describes how productivity increased lately at both the quarry and the ranch. Interesting. And he mentions how the town healer died suddenly, before she could share her findings. 2 suspicious deaths that break the pattern. That 2 healthy people, not connected to the ranch or quarry, were suddenly inflicted with fatigue fever and died faster than any other victims. My father planned to talk to Baron Carvane and Lady Raxley next. Do that, while I investigate the healer. Let's rally at the Stone Chip Tavern when you're done, Deputy.
As innocence falls like arrows from our ship. We dance until our tired feet bleed. Gorge upon all the delicacies and mead. The lovely deception.
If you're looking for work, please talk to Quarry Boss Lorena. I have more important things to do than deal with common laborers. Yabrin's back? I assumed she was fighting in Cyrodiil, or guarding the Count's precious bear. If this is about Olbrin's suspicions, I'll tell you what I told the healer. My quarriers enjoy the rewards that come with hard work. Illness is not an issue. Did it? I don't recall any standing appointments. The constable always treated me with the respect I deserve. He never found it inconceivable that Emperor Leovic personally granted an Argonian an imperial title. Not like Baron Carvane. My business is none of your concern. We struggled in the past, and were almost forced to sell to Carvane. But we turned things around. All it took was a war, a demand for stone, and for our quarriers to work a little harder. Now, please leave.
I heard you uncovered a lost shrine at Fungal Grotto. How eerie.
The Carvane Ranch does not sell to individual buyers. This is not a general store. Might I suggest the markets in Skingrad? Or perhaps you can purchase a meal at the Stone Chip Tavern. Glad to hear that young Yabrin has gotten right to work. Her father would be proud. But I am uncertain as to what I can tell you that would help advance her investigation. What exactly is she investigating, by the way? I didn't realize that sickness and illness were now the purview of the town constable. I can tell you what I know. A strange disease has befallen workers at my ranch and at Raxley's quarry. Unfortunate, but there's no crime that I can see. Is it? No matter. None of this is a concern to me, and I have no idea how to help you. I have enough to do just to keep the ranch running in these difficult times. So if there is nothing else, I'll bid you good day and good luck with your inquiries.
Anything happening at the Stone Chip today?
Deputy, over here. Deputy, I have a message for you from Constable Yabrin. The constable said she found something at the healers that pointed to a possible source of fatigue fever. She asked me to let you know, and that you should meet up with her. She wants you to help her search Carvane Manor and Lady Raxley's tower. That I couldn't say. She wasn't exactly eager to share the details of her investigation in the middle of a town gambling den. But between you and me, if Carvane and Raxley aren't guilty of this, they sure as Tusk are guilty of something. Be careful, Deputy. If Constable Yabrin's right, whoever's behind all this didn't hesitate to remove the healer and Yabrin's father when they got too close to the truth. Watch yourself at Carvane Manor and Raxley Tower.
Let's move. Ha!
Lost? How can we be lost? This trip every
You asked for it. Should have been more prepared. Who's next? You're going to regret it.
You never saw me, traveler. I don't want to bother you. I'm looking to get away from the war in Cyrodiil, but don't know where to go. No, I'm all right. I mean, I'm not, but it's better for both of us if you just moved on. I deserted my post in Cyrodiil. I'm on the run. You could get in trouble for speaking to me. That's why I'm out here. I've got nowhere to go. The Legion watches the city for deserters, and they consider anyone who fights on the side of one of the alliances to be a traitor and a criminal. I dare not even go back to my family. I'm not sure. I need to leave these lands. Maybe board a ship in Anvil and go somewhere where I won't be recognized. But we shouldn't discuss this. The less you know about my plans, the better off you'll be. I'm going to find a ship out of Anvil. Perhaps we'll meet again in the West, traveler.
Sated and ready to take on the world, huh? Move it!
Ah, there you are. We should investigate Zegger's blind next. Good. You found it. Place used to be crawling with goblins. Let's see what's in here now.
Over so soon.
There's a key sitting on that desk. Take it, and see if it unlocks
Better
any
luck
of the
next
drawers.
time. Oh, wait.
Not for that desk? Then let's find the lock that key opens. Over there. Try the key in that desk. They're after us. And Graku. I'll go warn him. You destroy this alchemical equipment.
Easy.
I won't let you destroy my life's work.
The people of Ontis need to learn more about hunting.
Damn. Mercenaries. Constable Yabrin. They busted in right after she arrived. Mercenaries by the looks of them. I tried to help, but I'm not the fighter I used to be. They took Yabrin. They made a point of shouting so everyone could hear. Fatigue fever is your fault, you and your crooked father. I know that's not true. They want to blame her. Said they were taking her to the Antas Reservoir. North, near the river.
Colovian bows are adequate, but Redguard crafting is superb.
Agreed to sign the confession, Yabrin. My patience won't last forever.
Over here.
Give me that.
Get me out of these bonds.
I'll sign her damn name. In case you haven't noticed, we've got company.
The deputy. Mercenaries! Kill them and dump the elixir into the reservoir. Come, Rexley. We need to get out of here.
Deputy, you stop the mercenaries. I'll go after Carvain and Rexley.
Let's get this over with.
I never did like lawfolk.
That's far enough, Baron. I've got them. What happened at the reservoir, Deputy? I can't believe I allowed myself to get captured by this bunch. If my fellow legionaries hear about this... But tell me, did you stop the mercenaries from polluting the reservoir with the remaining elixir? Good. And we have enough evidence to implicate them. Not only in the deaths of Healer Navama and my father, but in the deaths of all those workers. Their alchemist created an elixir that made the workers more productive. But but at a terrible cost. That's another death to lay at their feet, and all in the name of profit. They plan to destroy the town, blame it all on me, and run off with their ill-gotten gold. I'm just glad you were here to help stop them. I'll present the evidence we collected to the magistrate in Skingrad. Help determine who takes over the ranch and quarry. Ontis needs those businesses to continue, though without the danger of fatigue fever. Here's your pay, Deputy, with my thanks. I hope my father can rest easier now. I finished what he started, and brought the murderers to justice. I'll see them get whatever punishment the magistrate deems acceptable, whether life in a dungeon, or the executioner's blade. Thanks again, Deputy. That's a good question. I haven't quite decided yet. I want to stick around long enough to wrap this all up. See Carvain and Raxley face justice. Help decide the future of the ranch and quarry. Beyond that, we'll just have to see. I might have to. I'll need help rounding up the rest of the mercenaries at the ranch and the quarry. Damn it. There's a lot to do before I can figure out what's next for me. If you wander this way again, know that Ontis will always welcome you.